So I noticed something recently that honestly I wouldn't have registered as a red flag a few years ago, but now that I see it, I cannot unsee it, like at all. And it's this realization that attention is not the same thing as actual interest. I mean, some people want access to you, they want your attention, your validation, your energy, your emotional availability, your presence, your body, your ear, your softness, your responsiveness, but they're not actually interested in you, like as a person. And I know that that sounds obvious when you hear it out loud, but I don't think it actually is obvious when you've spent your whole life normalized into one-sided emotional dynamics. Because I met somebody recently that I was actually kind of excited to get to know, and I noticed something almost immediately that completely changed how I felt. I mentioned my YouTube channel. Nothing. No, oh, really? What kind of content do you make? What's the name of it? What made you start it? There was zero curiosity whatsoever. And then a few minutes later, I mentioned that I'm writing a book. And again, absolutely nothing. Like, no, what's it about? That's interesting. How long have you been working on it? Just crickets. And what's interesting is those are not small conversational openings. Those are giant doors into somebody's inner world. If I tell you I create content online and I'm writing a book, I'm literally handing you pieces of myself conversationally. I'm showing you what matters to me. I'm opening the door for connection. And if you are genuinely interested in me as a person, most people naturally walk towards those openings. And it's just because curiosity is a natural byproduct of genuine interest. And that's what hit me. What really struck me was how immediately put off I felt by it now, because old versions of me would not have even noticed this. Like, not at all. Old versions of me were so accustomed to emotionally asymmetrical dynamics that I would have mistaken attention for connection. Because when you're conditioned to overfunction relationally, you become very used to being the one who asks questions. You become the one who notices, listens, remembers details, makes emotional space for other people. And meanwhile, your own inner world becomes background noise in the relationship dynamic. And you're the only one that even hears it. And then you normalize that. You normalize people talking at you instead of connecting with you. You normalize relationships where people enjoy your presence, but show very little curiosity about your actual personhood. And then one day your awareness sharpens and suddenly you notice, wait a minute, this person says they want to know me, but behaviorally, they are not moving toward me like at all. And that distinction changed everything for me because now I notice the absence of curiosity immediately. And here's the thing, I'm not talking about someone needing to conduct a formal interview to get to know you. Some people are just shy or awkward socially or take time to open up. So that's not what I mean. What I do mean is when someone repeatedly bypasses opportunities to know you better while still trying to maintain access to you emotionally or romantically, while still claiming that they want to get to know you. It's like, but wait, but you're not even trying. I mean, that's totally different, especially when the openings are easy. And I think that this would hit even harder for people who are naturally emotionally attentive because we tend to do the opposite automatically. Like if somebody tells me they have a passion project, I'm going to ask about it because I care, because I want to know what lights them up and understand how their mind works and what matters to them. Because I genuinely enjoy seeing people, like actually seeing them for who they are. And honestly, I even make a conscious effort not to miss those moments because I know how meaningful they are for connection. People tell you things about themselves for a reason. If somebody mentions their art, their writing, their business, their channel, their dream, their healing journey, their interests, their random obsession with something, those are all bids for connection. That person is opening a door and saying, "This matters to me. Do you see me?" And when someone consistently does not walk through those doors, eventually you have to stop listening to their words and start listening to their behavior. Because people lie, right? People mask, but behavior doesn't. It's actions, right? And honestly, this realization has completely changed the way I experience attraction. I used to think chemistry, attention, and pursuit were enough, but now, absolutely not. If you are not curious about me, I lose interest extremely fast. Because if somebody is genuinely interested in you, curiosity happens naturally, right? They remember things, they ask follow up questions, they go back to things you mentioned, they engage with your inner world in an organic way. There's actually movement towards you. And I think what's painful is realizing how many relationships are built on access rather than mutual seeing. Some people don't actually want to know you deeply. They just want proximity to what you provide emotionally or otherwise, depending on the type of relationship, right? And once you realize that, certain interactions start feeling empty pretty quickly because now your nervous system notices incongruence. Your words say you want to know me, your behavior says otherwise, and those are different things. And I think this is one of the biggest signs that somebody's emotionally available for real connection versus just seeking attention, validation, entertainment, comfort, or access. Do they move towards your inner world when you open the door, or do they just continue orbiting themselves while keeping you nearby? That difference matters a lot more than I used to realize. And once you see it, you really cannot unsee it anymore.